back, guys. It's time to run a few errands on the Kirbebike EZ Rider. I've been using this quite a lot actually, just literally to go down the town and back instead of using the car, because it's just so much more convenient. So let's get cracking and I'll give you some updates as we're riding. So guys, we've been busy cracking on with the Kirbebike EZ Rider production. Jason's saying that it's now imminent. We're pretty much almost ready, so expect the website to be updated soon. And if you've registered your email address as well for the kit, thanks very much for doing that, because you know, there's been so much support for this kit. I've been blown away. We've been absolutely blown away by it. So yeah, thanks again, guys. And if you have registered your email, you'll get an email, obviously, to let you know that it's ready to order on the website. So yeah, really exciting. Obviously, we've got the white light at the front now, and there's some other little improvements have been made as well, just minor stuff really. But yeah, so excited to get this this kit actually out now, because it's been a long time in the testing and everything else. Even though you've seen me in a couple of videos on this, behind the scenes the testing has been pretty intense. So yeah, it's all good. And a note about some stuff as well with the with what's been sort of going on in the news at the moment. I've noticed there's been quite a lot of stuff about fires and e-bike safety and all this sort of stuff. There's a lot of scaremongering there. You do have to sort of take what you read with a bit of a pinch of salt, you know, these days, as everything in the media. But the fact of the matter is, we've got all the certifications on our kits for the batteries and everything else. A lot of them were saying things like conversion kits are bad, because you know, you piece the bits together yourself, and that can be a problem. Of course, this conversion kit, you're not really doing anything other than plugging a multi-connector in. You haven't got to deal with the battery individually, so everything's kind of self-contained in here. And we've got state-of-the-art BMS systems in here to prevent anything happening with the battery. That being said, you should always treat battery-powered stuff, you know, with respect, and also treat it like it's a fuel source, because it is. There's a lot of power packed away. You know, there's less power in here than some of these other conversion kits, including the ones that we make as well, because obviously this is a smaller kit. So that's, you know, that is another sort of safety benefit. But anyway, I thought I'd address that because there's been a few comments sort of talking about that. But anyway, yeah, we're just on a nice little cruise here. Temperatures are not the greatest for this time of year, I'll tell you. I'm still in a t-shirt, I'm still doing t-shirt and shorts, but you know, it's not going to be far long. It feels like September. It's just mad. I should have said thanks to them really. Anyway, so yeah, a couple of little errands to run into the town, and as I say, it's just so ideal, this little method of transport, because this town is a pain. There's about an hour window that you get where it's not busy. It's not so bad at the moment because the schools are off, but when it gets crazy, it's just gridlocked, and you can't go anywhere in a car, and there's nowhere to park. It's just it's a nightmare. So having the bike is just absolutely brilliant, because you can take this into places. You can wheel it in, as you'll see in a minute. You know, I can wheel this into the post office, I can get some stuff done, and you know, it's just great for hopping about. You know, you don't need loads and loads of power, but it's got enough power to just make this effortless. Look, I'm going up this hill over this bridge, and it's just effortless. I can change the gears, obviously, to, you know, make it kind of work for me a little bit, so I'm not just completely being being pulled along. I'm doing some work, but yeah, it is really awesome. What is not awesome is the weather, because it looks like it's going to rain. A note about punctures as well. I've not had one puncture. I shouldn't say this. I've not had one puncture on this, where the first e-bike conversion that I did, I think I had a puncture within, I don't know, it must have been like within days of converting the first bike I ever converted. Like, we're talking like 4 or 5 years, 6 years ago, something like that now. And I think it's because those are rear mounted kits. So basically, you know, you've got a lot of weight on that back tyre. And these kind of tubes and tyres are not really designed for that extra weight. So having it up front definitely helps that situation out. Also, I haven't been doing anything like crazy off-road, so you know, that is another thing. But yeah, you shouldn't have too many problems. I would still fill the tyres with slime though, even the inner tubes. I've become that's just a normal thing to do, although I haven't done it on this one. So yeah, probably should do that. Right, anyway, let's get this parcel sent. Just coming into the town now. So if you haven't seen the other range test video that I've done on this, I was getting about 19 miles in total, so that's like pretty much 100% to 1%. And that was on the highest power setting pretty much most of the way. Go check that video out, I'll leave a link below if you want to see that. But yeah, about 19 miles, I weigh about 100 kilos. Keep my voice down when I say that. Should probably pedal a bit more really. So yeah, if you're lighter than that, or you put it on a lighter bike, you should have absolutely no problem achieving 20 miles, I'd say. No problem at all. Of course, don't forget, if you're going one direction, you could always charge at the other end, and it's only sort of 3 hours or so to charge this fully. So yeah, it's not a problem. So yeah, as I was saying, what we can just do here, literally just tuck that down here out of the way, and I'll keep an eye on it from the counter anyway. It's still here. I know in some parts of the UK it probably wouldn't be, but of course obviously you can take this off and take it with you, and then just lock the bike up. That's the good thing about obviously having the removable battery. Right, let's grab a coffee, because why not? Right, time to head back before it starts raining. Oh, it's chaos. Chaos. Been in school holidays. And you are sitting there for what reason? So yeah, I could do this journey to and from the town probably about 8 times, something like that. It just doesn't take any power at all. And remember that to charge this it's like, it's pennies, literally pennies. It's probably not even 10p. I need to work it out, but I don't think it's going to be more than about that. So it's a small amount of energy. So again, there's been a few questions about waterproofness of this. This is completely water sealed. There is now a sort of sticker that goes on the back here that obviously helps you know, protect those screws and stuff. Obviously it doesn't provide any waterproof itself, but this is all sealed, this unit, so this can handle showers. I've tested this to the max, because obviously in the UK it's just always been raining at the moment. So yeah, no problem with that. The motor itself, this particular motor, I've just on purpose left this bike outside in the garden, just in the rain, obviously to test that to the max. Make sure you don't get this bit wet, this connector here, you don't want that getting wet, so you know, put something over that. That's the good idea to do that if you are going to leave it outside. But these hub motors generally are pretty well sealed, and you shouldn't get any issues with that. I mean, if you go through a lake or something, I've done it with hub motors and it's been absolutely fine, but that's all right. Yeah, I've kind of been through, with the rear mounted hub motors, I've been through, you know, on the off-road bikes, I've been through deep water. So, you know, I've been doing this a long time, guys. So hub motors and stuff I've been using for around, I don't know, probably it's knocking on nearly 10 years now, probably. All right, I'm on the big hill, the final one before I get back. I've been on this a few times actually and showed you the performance, but you know, it's managing 12 mile an hour, 13 mile an hour. I'm putting light effort in, but this hill on a normal bike is pretty savage. You'll be crawling up this, doing half the speed. Right, I'm going to neck up this little bit here, because this bit here is actually, this is even tighter. So you get lose a little bit of traction if your weight goes to the back on that front wheel, but it's not bad. You don't want to be, you've got to be careful. You have got to be careful when the ground is slippery. Like as we come into the autumn, you know, even though it's not a huge amount of power, it's enough power, it's still, you still could get a bit of traction, because the torque is there. You know, you need torque to move the thing, so you know, you can't have it all. But this is obviously a front wheel drive kit for a reason. You know, it's easy to fit. The small power is, the road legal power is fine for the front wheel. I don't care what anyone says, it's absolutely fine on the front wheel. If you want high power stuff, you have to put it on the back. Or if you want complete craziness, you can have both. That's always stuff to try. But yeah, this should be ideal for general commuting around and solving a lot of problems, especially with all this ULEZ stuff going on, and you know, cars getting more expensive, and yeah, it's just crazy stuff, isn't it? But getting out of your car is not a bad thing. Right guys, I'm going to call this one a day now because I'm nearly back. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any more questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll catch you next time with another update. Actually, make sure you go to the website as well and register your interest, because there are a load of emails coming through daily. So we're going to obviously send them all out, you know, prioritize them, but it's yeah, if you want to be part of the first batch, which I think is about, I think it's probably like 200, 300, something like that. I mean, they're going to come pretty quick after that, but it's not like we're going to sell out and there's going to be months for the next batch, but they are going to sell out pretty quick. So make sure you get your place in the queue, and all will be good. All right guys, catch you later.